Some disappearances feel tragic, others feel strange. But this one feels alive. Every clue, every photograph, every footprint. It's as if the forest itself is still trying to tell us what happened and what it refuses to give back. Daniel Harlow was a quiet 32-year-old wildlife photographer who chased solitude the way others chase fame. On a cold October morning, he walked into Ravenwood National Forest with a camera, a worn backpack, and a calmness that would become the last known detail of his life. By nightfall, Daniel was gone, not lost, not stranded, just gone. What investigators discovered over the next 9 days didn't just break the timeline, it destroyed it. Not because Daniel disappeared, but because the evidence he left behind could not have happened in the order it did. And nothing found in that forest made logical sense, not then and not now. Daniel Harlow was the kind of man people described as gentle. He loved silence the way some people love music. He grew plants on his windowsill, collected river stones, and kept a wooden box of feathers he found during long walks in the woods. His younger sister, Eliza, once said, "Daniel wasn't running away from people, he was running towards something peaceful." He believed forests remembered everything. He liked that. On the morning of October 17th, Daniel parked his old blue Subaru at the Ravenwood trailhead, a forest known for its steep cliffs, deep ravines, and unpredictable weather. He signed his name on the trail register at 7:12 a.m. He should have been back by sunset. He never returned. When Daniel didn't show up that evening, his roommate, Aaron, became worried. Daniel was punctual, almost annoyingly so. He once arrived 12 minutes early to his own surprise birthday. So when midnight came and Daniel's phone sent its last location ping, somewhere in the northern grid of the forest, Aaron called the local ranger station. Ranger Melissa Grant was the first to respond. She later said, "It wasn't panic at first. We assumed his phone died, or he camped out. Happens all the time. But when we saw the weather patterns that night, I knew something wasn't right." A storm had rolled in violently, temperatures dropped, winds soared through the canyons, and visibility hit zero. Search teams waited until sunrise. They would find the first clue by accident. At 9:42 a.m. the next morning, a search volunteer named Raymond spotted something half buried beneath a fallen branch. Daniel's camera. It was scratched, its lens cracked. But the SD card was still inside. Curiously, the camera was found 2 miles off the official trail, in an area known as Deadfall Ridge. That location wasn't listed in any of Daniel's hiking logs, photography maps, or text messages. When investigators checked the last photos, they found a series of forest shots, distant storm cloud, a blurred image of Daniel's glove, and the final shot. A strange close-up of something dark and textured. Not an animal. Not a tree. Not Daniel. To this day, analysts cannot determine what the final image captures. One expert described it as something that looks like fabric, or skin, or bark. It's unnatural. But the most disturbing detail? The timestamp showed 3:18 p.m. Yet Daniel was last seen by a couple of hikers at 2:50 p.m., heading in the opposite direction, southbound, not north, where the camera was found. When one of the hikers was interviewed, she said, "He seemed calm. Really calm. He even smiled at us. We joked that he shouldn't get caught in the storm. I won't. But he did. Maybe he didn't." By day 3, the search expanded to over 120 people. Drones, dogs, thermal imaging, everything. Nothing. Then, around dusk, a K9 unit picked up Daniel's scent near Harrow's Lookout, a cliff point. The dog began pulling frantically, whining, pacing in circles. The handler recalled. He wasn't trying to track a trail, he was trying to avoid something. Like the scent was there, but he didn't want to follow it. Moments later, one of the drones detected audio interference, a faint clicking sound. When isolated, slowed, and filtered, the noise resembled breathing, forest acoustics, radio frequency bleed, an echo loop. Experts disagreed, but the drone operator swears he heard something else in the background. It sounded like someone saying, "Help." Or maybe, "Here." I don't know. I hear it differently every time. But here is the chilling detail. That audio was captured at 3:18 p.m., the exact minute of Daniel's final photograph. On day 6, search teams found something that stopped them cold. A makeshift emergency shelter, crafted from broken branches and a torn piece of tarp. Inside were Daniel's jacket, a cracked flashlight, a small notebook, and a single footprint, but no sign of Daniel. His notebook held only 1 page of writing. Stopped hearing the river. Don't know how I got here. The forest feels wrong. Staying put. If someone finds this, follow the blue markers on the trees. They weren't here before. Investigators later confirmed. There are no blue trail markers in Ravenwood National Forest. None. Not then. Not now. Ever. On day 9, the official search was called off. But 3 volunteer rescuers decided to continue privately. One of them, Jenna Ortiz, discovered something the authorities missed. A glove. Daniel's glove. Found wedged in a rock crevice 12 feet above ground, as if someone had placed it there or dropped it from above. Beneath it was a set of fingerprints. They belonged to Daniel, but they were smeared downward, as if he had been holding onto the rock, and then pulled away. The position of the glove made it impossible for him to place it there himself without climbing gear. Daniel didn't bring climbing gear, and the indentations in the moss below the rock suggested something heavy had been there, something large, something that left no clear footprint, only pressure. A wildlife biologist reviewed the indentation and said, "It's not a bear, not a cougar. The spacing is wrong. Looks more like a heavy object was standing there, something with a wide base. I've never seen this pattern before." With no body, no cause of death, and no rational explanation, the case was labeled missing, presumed dead. Over the years, 3 theories emerged. 1. The disorientation theory. Daniel got lost, panicked, kept walking, and succumbed to exposure. But this doesn't explain the impossible glove placement, the contradictory photo timestamp, the audio interference, the unnatural last photo, the missing trail markers referenced in his notebook. 2. The foul play theory. Some believe someone followed Daniel, confronted him, and left no trace. But no footsteps, no fibers, no DNA, no struggle, no motive. And no known person was in that part of the forest that day. 3. The environmental anomaly theory. Some hikers speak of strange pockets in Ravenwood. Sudden silence, compass failures, light distortions, vanishing paths, echoes that shouldn't exist. Many believe Daniel walked into one of these dead zones. Moments where the forest behaves like it remembers something or someone. One local ranger whispered, "Ravenwood doesn't like being alone. It keeps things." 2 years after Daniel disappeared, a trail runner reported seeing a man standing at the tree line near Deadfall Ridge. He claimed, the man had no backpack, no jacket, no gear, just a torn gray shirt and a camera strap around his wrist. When the runner turned back to wave, the man was gone. Vanished. Silently. Without a single snapped twig. Authorities dismissed it. Locals didn't. His sister Eliza said, "I don't know what happened to Daniel. But I know this, he didn't leave us. Something took him." Today, hikers still leave small stones near the trailhead where Daniel parked his car. A quiet memorial for a man who sought peace and instead found horror. And occasionally, just occasionally, someone reports hearing something unusual on the northern trail. A voice. So tired. Calling from somewhere deeper. Not help. Not here. But something that sounds like follow. And that is the haunting case of the vanished hiker. Daniel Harlow and his final footsteps into a forest that may never give him back. And if you've made it this far, remember, here at Beyond Dark Secrets, we don't just tell stories. We walk with you into the shadows where the truth hides. Each week, we bring you new cases, shocking revelations, and dark truths that will keep you questioning everything. Don't miss the next story, because sometimes the darkest secrets are the ones lost in the quiet places.